How many of you in chat are interested in playing GTA 6 or will buy GTA 6? Not your thing. Not me. Hell yeah. Yeah. No, don't own a console. Yes. PC only. Yes. Okay, so that comes into it. PC only. We'll buy, but for PC, not the initial console release. For me, I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I've only played it once. It was probably one of my best single player gaming experiences. I then went back and thought, oh, maybe I'll try out GTA 5. It was so cheap at that point. I didn't really get on with GTA 5 at all. I don't know if it's just the setting. In fact, actually what it was, I played a bit of it and then it crashed, the game crashed, and then I'd lost a load of progress. And I was like, sometimes I have that moment with a game where you're like, do I care enough to go back and replay all of that? And I was like, I don't think I do. I don't think I care enough. And I've never really got on with the older GTAs either. So it's not as though it's definitely crossover between people who play Star Citizen or Squadron 42, who might play that, and GTA 6. But from a industry point of view and from a marketing point of view, GTA delaying until November 2026 could mean quite a lot for CIG, potentially. If you had to guess when CIG were planning to drop Squadron, my main guess was it would be around CitizenCon 2026. The problem is now, GTA now is effectively pretty much on top of that. I mean, maybe a bit after November. You can imagine that their plan was to release, CIG might have planned to release in October or November 2026. GTA now is bang on top of that release window. So what will CIG do? Okay, let's answer this. You don't get why GTA matters to CIG. GTA is console, Squadron 42 is PC. For sure. The problem is, the CIG will have, is that they will be partially relying on word of mouth to spread Squadron around. A bit like this year where we had the Expedition 33 game. It was suddenly brilliant, everybody loved it, and it spread like wildfire because everybody loved it. Yeah, it matters in media coverage. The problem is media coverage. If CIG drops Squadron, it's a bit like what's just happened with Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 has come out, everybody in theory has said this is great, and then Ark Raiders has come out and completely decimated the coverage of Battlefield 6, and everybody is now talking about Ark Raiders. Now, Ark Raiders is a different sort of game. It's an extraction shooter, but still, just the general coverage in gaming media and on things like YouTube and Twitch, it's all about Ark Raiders. And CIG doesn't want to have spent 13 years and hundreds of millions of dollars, and basically they release it in October at CitizenCon next year, or around then or whatever. And then the month later, GTA 6 comes out and completely wipes all the media coverage of Squadron off the map because it's such a bomb. Like GTA is massively, it's a huge bomb. If Squadron is really good, the word of mouth will still slowly spread. But if they could avoid being like completely wiped out by the nuke that it will be GTA 6, I think they'll want to do that. And again, GTA 6 will be a console exclusive game and Squadron will be a PC exclusive game. And so in theory, they're not the same people, but it's more about like the atmosphere in the room. If you imagine GTA is just like sucking the life out of the room, the gaming press room. It's just highly risky for them to release anywhere near GTA 6. It could just bury Squadron. Of the options they've got, could they bring it forward? I don't think that CIG are going to bring their release window forward from what they were planning. If they were planning CitizenCon 2026, I don't think they're going to bring it forward. I think they're going to be wanting to polish up and up and up until the deadline because, as Jared said, when was it? He said like a month ago. Was it October or was it September? In the bit with Benoit, he said, we don't know, or I don't know if we're going to make it, suggesting that they're not like, it's not right on the precipice of being ready to launch. They're not ready to do their marketing campaign. They're not ready. So that suggests that a first half launch of Squadron is basically impossible in 2026. It's almost impossible that it launches earlier, I think. That they could just stay on target and say, stuff it. We're going to try and do what Barbie and Oppenheimer did, where GTA 6 launches and Squadron 42 launches pretty close. And for some reason, it works. People on PC play Squadron, people on console play GTA 6. Maybe that will work. There's a chance if it's really good, it might still work. It's risky though. People will play both. Yes, but they want people to have, they want a bit of air in them. They want a month or so, or maybe 2 months, where Squadron is everything that anybody in the gaming press is talking about. They want to go. You want to load up a gaming website, and like the articles are a review on Squadron. Here's your best loadouts in Squadron. Here is your here's like a guide to play through Squadron. They want like they want a bit of like top dog status where Squadron is the biggest thing in the gaming industry and everybody's talking about it. That's what I think CIG want. That from a marketing point of view, that is probably what you'd want. But you are right. There are plenty of games get released at the same time as each other. They do well. It's just the pressure is on this game. It's been so long in development. They spent so much money. They want it to probably do as well as possible. And so we are led to number 3. As this post here says, Squadron 42 will be delayed into 2027 now that there's no late 2026 window. CIG already said they don't want to get close to GTA 6 release. Makes sense. I guess that means there's no late 2026 release window anymore. So will a delay into 2027 be announced? They can say, well, we were planning to release basically in October or November of 2026. But now that GTA is basically bang on top of that, it will be worded like this: we've put so much time and effort into this game. We really believe in Squadron 42. We want to give it the best chance possible, and we want it to have its own release window. And so they release a press release, and they say, as much as it's painful to do, we're going to avoid launching at the same time as GTA 6. And most people, you think, would say that kind of makes sense. Like, it kind of makes sense. It's annoying, but it kind of makes sense. You can understand why they've done that. They've now got an excuse. If they're not ready for probably what their 2026 release window would have been, if they're not going to be ready, they now have a perfect excuse to basically say, well, GTA 6 is in the way, so we've got to move. And so what can we do? How can you blame us? We've got to move. Yeah, that is the fear is now that delaying to 2027 now looks potentially like a strategically good option from CIG's point of view, because GTA is bang on top. The question will be, what if GTA 6 gets delayed again? Yeah, somebody just said in chat, Joshua. What if GTA 6 gets delayed again? Then, yeah. And that's why maybe they just say, we're going to stay on target. Just imagine the panic at CIG today. Yeah, there's a chance that they're sitting there going, oh, no. GTA 6 delay might be an unexpected boon for the PU in that CIG suddenly has a great excuse to give themselves an extra year of breathing room, thereby freeing up some extra devs teams for SC. Yes, and we should also acknowledge that's a very good point. They want people who have not played Star Citizen or think Star Citizen is a scam. They want them to look at Squadron and look at all the cast, all the graphics, and think, wow, that's really cool. I'll play that. I'll give that a go. And if it gets reviewed well, or YouTube reviewers say, oh, this is actually quite good, then your average gamer might go, I'll give that a go. It's what, $40, $50, $60, however much it's going to be. The CIG's plan is that those guys, they try Squadron, they're like, wow, I really actually enjoyed that. Let me have a look at Star Citizen. And if Star Citizen, when they try it, is awful, they've lost, in theory, hundreds of dollars. Because again, maybe not everybody backs Star Citizen and spends hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever, but some people do. And so they do really want Star Citizen to be pretty decent by the time Squadron comes out. They have no faith in their product if they have to avoid other game launches. But it is the biggest game launch of the last... It might be the biggest game launch ever. This is the thing. GTA 6 might be the biggest game launch we've ever seen. And so if there was one game you'd want to avoid launching right on top of, it might be the biggest game, the most anticipated game of all time. If CIG delays Squadron to 2027, I'm certain there'll be a huge uproar. Yeah, there'll be an uproar, but I think now they have an excuse. They now have an excuse. If CIG come out with like a mind-blowing demo, better than this, with everything, and say, look, we're really close. It looks incredible. Look how good it looks. Look at all this stuff that we're doing. It's going to be the best game in the world, blah, blah, blah. But we're just going to avoid GTA 6. I think the community would be like, okay, all right, we'll let it go one more time. If this is really it, the press, if they do delay, if CIG do delay, the press coverage of the delay will be brutal. And the wider gaming public's feelings on the game will be very negative again. Like again, another time. Give us your predictions. When are we going to see Squadron? I like doing this. October 26th, March 2027, Invictus 2026, August 2026, 2957. The real 2957 maybe. Q3 2020. 27, yeah. Spring 26 is the only option they have if they're ready, yeah. Q3 26, so basically on top of GTA, you think they just go for it, yeah. CitizenCon 2026 at the start. Christmas 2025, oh, bring it forward even earlier than they've said, you know what I mean? CitizenCon 2027 time, around GTA 7, yes. Oh, it's going to be interesting. I think there's now a high chance that it does now get delayed to 2027. We might even get a year delay. We might even get we're going to do it. They might give us a release date. They might do, we are going to delay Squadron until CitizenCon 2027. I fear that actually could happen now.